Awesome. Well, welcome everyone to the Golden Drop. I am here taking a spot for Sharon, who's out in India. Is she still in India? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So how fun for her. She gets to eat all that great curry. Um, but I'm here in place for her. I am so happy to be here with you guys. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Maria Campos. I have been using the oils since 2014. I am, I have to stop saying the J word, junkie, but I absolutely love the oils. It's very deeply intertwined into my lifestyle, and I could not live without them. I use them for every day, and for those of you who do use oils, just stop for a minute and think about how often you use them throughout the day. Not just the oils, but a lot of the other doTERRA products, right? So from the minute I wake up to the point when I go to bed, I'm using oils or some type of doTERRA product. So that's how deep it is for me. I got started when a friend who shared Clary Calm with me. So it's one of my favorite oils. Is my gateway oil. I used it to help with some pain over my some discomfort over my ovaries, and I was able to you know avoid surgery. So that's awesome. That's always awesome, right? Saving some money, tons of money. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, what else can these things do? And I've been using it on everyone and everything, including my cats. I'm always armed with oils. Wherever I go, there's always an oil on me. I smell like a walking diffuser, and I'm proud of it. So, but just as a quick reminder, the intention of this call is so that I can share tips. Sharon's on here. She shares some wonderful tips and tricks on how to use the oils, how to use the products. If everyone have any experiences, also you're very open and free to share your experiences. We want to educate others on how to use oils. A lot of you guys here are either new to oils or you've been using it for a little while, but everyone, even myself, when I come on here, I'm always learning more about the oils. So quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I cannot prescribe or diagnose or anything like that. Yeah, that's not me. Can't do that. So we're not here to diagnose anyone or prescribe anything. We're just sharing oils with each other. They're essential oils are to help support our bodies. Our bodies actually heals itself, right? And so that's what we just talked about. There's some tips and tricks on how to use the oils. These products are used to help ourselves and our families, and it's actually my first defense in my home. This is what I use the first thing, at home, and I just feel empowered that I can do that. I can turn around and help support my kids or my family, my husband, whenever I need it. So really, quickly, is everyone familiar with how to use them? Everyone on here know how to use the oils? Yeah, so we don't have to go through the reminder. Okay, great, awesome. So I want to share with you guys what I have learned this week. I never know what I'm not on come to every golden drop, so I don't know what's already been shared. So I'm going to share with you what has been on my mind this week. So do you guys have a friend who they always call you just to complain about something? Do you have something like that? That's that they just call and it's just like their world is falling apart, right? Just, they hate what's happening on Facebook. They hate their neighbor. They hate this job. They just can't stand life. And they're always like that. That you watch SNL, the Debbie Downer, right? Everybody has a Debbie Downer in their family, right? Or their friends or whatever. And so my husband and I was talking about this the other day and said, you know what? Some people are actually, and this is going to sound crazy for some people who don't know this, but they are addicted to their negative emotions, right? Have you heard that? Is that a new concept to you guys? Some people just want, they get the same type of, what's the word, gratification as they do when they're using like crack cocaine and heroin from feeling and thinking negative. Have you heard that? So yeah, my husband, he works in manufacturing. He's a team lead, and he has a manager, and all she does is complain about everything: her job, her husband, her family, everything. And so what I have learned is that negative emotions actually activate both the beta endorphins and the dopamine pathways in our brain. So it's like that's you unconsciously becoming addicted to feeling negative emotions. It's the same payoff when you're using something that's going to trigger that same feeling you get when you're using a substance. So what do you do? What do you do for those people? If this sounds like you, or you know someone like this, first of all, I know one of the oils that is good to protect you from, I call them spiritual vampires, where they're just kind of sucking your happiness, or dementors. I don't know if you guys watch Harry Potter. Read Harry Potter. You guys know about dementors, yeah. Right? They just come and they just suck their happiness out of you. So one of the oils that I've learned that is great to do is the protective blend, to use a protective blend, right? Think about it. It protects us from, not protects us, but it really supports the body, helps to boost the immune system. But it also is good to protect you from those vampires, right? The emotional or soul vampires, from just, sucking away your happiness. Also, there's a bunch of oils, like if you know that you have some type of like habit, right? That you have this habit to always wanting to feel negative or whatever, then you want to use some oils just for that. Like black pepper is one of them. That's an awesome oil to use to help with kicking bad habits. Also, stuff for the healing of the heart. There will be like frankincense. That's another oil that you can use for that. Let me see here. I had a whole list here written down in front of me. Or even anger, or if you're like irritable, you get quickly irritable. Arbor vitae and bergamot are really good. Geranium and lavender. So there is a book that's great for emotional health, and it's this one here. It's called Emotions and Essential Oils. I highly recommend it if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And just look up, like I'm going to look up bergamot. So this lady I was telling you about, my husband's job, she has, I think she has a problem with self-acceptance. And so bergamot is great for that, right? If you're self-judged, if you judge yourself harshly, or you're hard on yourself, right? Are you feeling insecure, or you feel unlovable? Bergamot is a great oil for that. So should I read about bergamot? You guys would you like that? So let's read about that oil. I've been using that oil a lot lately. It's a citrus oil, and it smells amazing. And so bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance. Okay, so bergamot relieves feelings of despair, self-judgment, and low self-esteem. It supports the individual in need of self-acceptance and self-love. Bergamot invites individuals to see life with more optimism. So that's the oil that is fantastic to help you kind of lean more towards the optimistic side rather than being a pessimist and just always wanting to be negative and think negative. And it's a citrus oil, so is it no wonder, right? So bergamot has a cleansing effect of stagnating feelings and limiting belief systems. Because of individuals' core beliefs of being bad, unlovable, and not good enough, they seek to hide behind a facade of cheerfulness. They may fear revealing their true thoughts and feelings. Bergamot is a powerful cleansing property, generates moments in the energy system, which in turn brings hope. In this way, bergamot is wonderful for those who feel down and hopeless. It awakens the soul to hope and offer courage to share the inner self. So reigniting optimism and confidence in the self It imparts true self-acceptance. Bergamot teaches individuals to let go of self-judgment by leaning to love themselves unconditionally. Now, if you love yourself, right, and you're feeling safe in your space, or you're feeling positive and hope, right? Do you think that's going to help to rewire your brain to not wanting to always focus on negative, right? So bergamot, I mean, really any citrus oil is wonderful for that, for uplifting, you know, but this is a great one because a lot of the times when we're negative, we're looking for validation from others. We're looking for acceptance from others. But the first place to get acceptance is within yourself. Would you agree with that? Because it starts when your heart is, and it's not a mindset, it's a heart set, right? It's also a heart set. So we have to really learn how to love and accept ourselves and to let go. Now, if you ever catch yourself focusing on negative things, it's a great place to find negative things is Facebook. You're scrolling, and you're finding people placing all this negative, nasty stuff. Would you say that's kind of like an addiction? When I know I go on there to just post one thing, and then an hour later I find myself still scrolling, right? So you want to use a great oil I would use for that is ginger or black pepper. Okay, so I'm going to look up black pepper real quick, and this is going to help to with that self-control, right? So it says black pepper is the oil of unmasking. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says at the bottom, the negative emotions that black pepper focuses on is emotional dishonesty, repressed emotions, feeling trapped, prideful, superficial, and judgmental, right? Do we go on Facebook and kind of judge people? I'm guilty of that. Hardcore, right? So black pepper, I'm going to admit it, right? We're human, but it's one of the things that I'm working on, because once you know it, that's half the battle, right, guys? Right? So if you find yourself catching, scrolling, black pepper, and then the last one is ginger. Ginger, that's the oil of empowerment, and that's the oil that's going to get you off of Facebook. It's going to empower you to turn it off and go do something constructive and productive, right? So this oil, here's the negative emotions that it focuses on. That victim mentality, right? Feeling like a victim, or powerless, unwilling to take responsibility for life, for self or life, defeated, not present, stuck, and blaming, right? And the properties that it supports is feeling empowered, capable, powerful, accountable, and responsible. And that's all of those things here is what I need to be thinking, feeling empowered, capable, purposeful, accountable, and responsible when you're scrolling through Facebook. Okay. But anyway, that's what I have to share with you guys today. I hope that brought value and that you got something from that. It's something that I have been working on personally. I think we should always work on personal development, helping so we can become better people. And just really, just as we are trying to help our bodies to be healthy and whole, I think our mind and our spirit we should focus on that just as much, right? Because it's all connected. I don't know anyone who's been sick, physically, and they're okay mentally or spiritually, or vice versa. So I think that we a lot of times we kind of neglect that. And so one of the things that I do every morning is I meditate. I'm very spiritual, so I read scriptures, I say prayers, and I get my mind ready for the day, just like as you will with your body. Just how you feed your body food, we have to feed our spirit and our mind as well. So that's what I have to share. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to open it up to see if anyone wants to share anything, or Renee, could you do that? Open it up to see if people have anything they'd like to share, or any comments, or if you have an oil that you're using a lot this month or this week, and you're excited you found something new that you could do with it.
Yep, I sure did. So does anybody have a question? They can either unmute them or put it in the chat.
I can tell you that the bergamot and the black pepper helps tremendously. I use that as a combination a lot, especially if I stop and I realize that I have been playing on Facebook for anything over an hour. So what a waste of time. So, so I like to do the bergamot and black pepper together, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Maria. That was an awesome topic to cover today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, only because I've been doing it has been my problem. And I think if I'm going through that, I think everybody has that, right? And my excuse is like, well, I need to be on Facebook for my business. But guess what? I get on business to make one post. And then an hour or 2 hours later, I'm still there. And then I'm getting all like, you know, who's doing what, who's getting engaged, who's getting married, who's doing, you know, it's like, what is she posting? You went to that? Like, okay, right? Okay, it's time to stop. Like, you know, to breathe, use your oils. And so that I feel like if I'm going through that, somebody else has to be going through it too. So especially for us, right? You know, and I think
that's exactly right.
The young
and it's good just to have it, like I keep a little sample vial next to my computer at home of those two like combined together. It's about 8 drops of each or so that I like to fit in a little sample vial. So I just pull it out and put like a drop in my hand and just inhale it deeply, close my laptop and walk away. Makes that a routine break. So I think the biggest challenge is recognizing it, you know, whenever you really need it. That's a big deal.
Exactly. So would you guys try that this week? Anyone else have that problem? Raise your hand if you have that problem with Facebook or anything, or even thinking negative, right? If that's you, I challenge you, try that. Get your bergamot, get your black pepper, blend it together, each equal parts, and put it next. Now, you may want to put a little bit of fresh coconut oil. Not too much because it's too much of a, you know, could be sensitive for your skin, but coconut oil makes that oil heavy. Essential oils are aromatic compounds, so as soon as you open a bottle, it kind of flash evaporates and it goes into the air. So when you're putting oils in your skin, they evaporate very quickly, you know, and you're not absorbing it all. So you're putting a little bit of fractionated coconut oil to it, or any kind of carrier oil, it makes it heavy, leaving it on your skin. It stays in your skin longer, so your body can absorb all of it, or most of it at least. So, you know, use a little bit of, and then plus it makes it kind of spread a little bit better when you have some oil, some carrier oil in there. Okay, I'm done for real now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me with the opportunity to share.
Thank you, Maria.
Bye guys.
Bye, Maria.